Guys, welcome back. Today we have 5 really cute Valentine's decor pieces, all made with dollar store items. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button so YouTube can let you know every time I upload another video. Let's jump into project number 1. For this, you'll need 2 packs of the wood cutouts. You'll need one of the bigger heart and then one of the hearts that came in this multi-pack. You'll need 2 jenga blocks. I used a small piece of buffalo check wrapping paper. You could use scrapbook paper, whatever kind of paper you'd like. And I had the pink burlap ribbon. All of these items were at the Dollar Tree. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 jenga blocks and we're going to hot glue them together. This is to build the base of our ornament. And then I took a little bit of wood stain and stained it. You could stain it, paint it, whatever your preference is. Then I'm going to take the bigger of the 2 hearts and trace it out on the paper. Cut it out. And then I'm going to use my glue stick to attach it to the wood. Using the sanding block just to smooth out the edges. Then I'm going to cut a piece of that burlap ribbon. And then using our matte Mod Podge, I'm going to do a coat of Mod Podge over top of the paper heart to seal it. And I'm going to apply a coat of it to the smaller heart. And then use it to attach the burlap. Now I didn't like the way the burlap looked once I did it, so I got this garland of wood hearts from the Dollarama. So I decided to use that instead. So I popped off the little clothes peg off the back of it. And then I took a second to figure out how I wanted to position the 2 hearts. And then I decided I liked it best with them kind of sitting on an angle side by side. So taking my hot glue, I attached the 2 hearts together. And then used hot glue to attach it to the base. I love how this one turned out. It's just a cute little piece you could have on a shelf, or it would look great on a tiered tray. On to DIY number 2. Now I saw this gift bag at Dollarama and I knew I just had to do something with it. I'm a big dog lover and I thought it was so cute. So I took a picture frame that I already had on hand. Now I love that this project is going to show you that you can easily frame any gift bag to make a really cute piece of decor. So the first thing you have to do is separate the seam of the bag. Now for me, I chose to tear it. I wanted a rough edge. So using my ruler, I tore all 4 edges. The ruler helped to keep the lines straight, even though I wanted them to look a little rough and torn. I went around and did all 4 edges. Now if you like a cleaner line, you could easily just use scissors. And then for this frame, it just sandwiches the picture in between the 2 pieces of glass. So I set it up so it would fit centered in the middle. and then just popped it back into the frame. love how this turned out. It's such a cute, inexpensive, simple way to add a cute piece of decor. Number 3. I found this frame at Dollar Tree and I didn't love the saying on it, so I wanted to bring it home and kind of change it up and make it my own. So you just pop the frame apart and then pop the glass out. And then taking the scraper tool, I've actually bought this at Dollar Tree as well. You just flip it over and you can scrape the words right off. They come off very, very easily. Now for this project, I wanted to keep the word love. So then I took a piece of scrapbook paper that I had on hand and just cut it down to size to fit in the frame. This piece of scrapbook paper, I know it's really hard to see on camera, but it looks like handwriting. So to me it looked like a really old-fashioned love letter. I just had to cut it down a little bit more and make it a bit smaller to fit in that box. Then using the glue stick, this piece of paper will be pretty protected in the frame, so I didn't think I needed to seal it with Mod Podge. Just a glue stick would work. Then put the frame all back together. And there you go. I love the way it transformed. This is much more my style. And now, on to project number 4. For this one, you'll need one of those tinsel covered hearts. We're gonna unassemble it, take it apart, get rid of all that tinsel. I sped it up because it is quite tedious and didn't want you to have to watch the whole thing. So then we're going to take 2 packages of the wood cutout hearts. You'll need 12 in total if you use this size frame. And then I chose white chalk paint and then some gray and pink acrylic paint. And I have my antique wax there as well. So I'm going to take this wood filler and fill all of the holes. Now you could use the Dollar Tree spackle, that would work just as well. And then once that dries, just take the sanding block and just give it a quick sand to make it nice and smooth. Now we're going to take the chalk paint. You will need to do, if you're choosing to do the 3 colors, you'll do 4 hearts in each color. So I did 4 white, 4 pink, 4 gray. Then once those dried, I used my antique wax and I dry brushed it on. I wanted to give them more of a rustic feel, more of a distressed. Okay, so once our hearts are all dry, I laid them out on the frame to kind of figure out what pattern I wanted them. So I decided to go with this pattern. So then taking it one by one, I hot glued them to the frame. But I put the glue directly on the frame and then sat the heart on top. And then as I went around, each heart overlapped a little bit, so I would put a little bit of glue onto the heart underneath and then to the frame. just to make it a little more secure. So it was gluing it to the frame and to the wood heart that was below it. And once all the hearts are on, I flipped it over and just went along the back and added some hot glue all the way around just to make it more secure. Now I was really happy with the way this turned out. You could hang it on your door as a wreath, on a wall. Now you could add a bow to it. I'm not much of a bow person, so I liked it just like this, but you can easily make it your own. Now on to DIY number 5. For this one, I used some black and white chalk paint and a tiny little heart that I had at my stash. Now I found this sign at Dollarama. Again, I'm in Canada, so I don't have a Dollar General. Our equivalent would be probably Dollarama. And I just wanted to make it my own. I wanted just to add a bit to it. So I took my black chalk paint and I went around all of the edges. Now I wasn't too careful. I am going to go for more of a distressed rustic look. Try to make it look a little old. So I just quickly went around with the black paint, and then I got my white chalk paint and I just dry brushed some of the white paint onto there. Now you'll see in a few spots I got a little heavy-handed and I added a little too much white. So I just went in with my sanding block and just sanded off some of the white and lightened it up in some of the places. I also went around the edges to make the black look a little scratched up and old. Now some of the letters were a little too faded, so I took just a black permanent marker and went over them to make them stand out a little better. Then I glued on that tiny heart. And I just wanted to show you how you can find a piece of decor at a store and still bring it home. And with a little bit of paint and a little bit of effort, you could really make it your own, make it fit more into your style. And I really think it's cute the way it turned out. So I hope you liked all of these projects. Please leave me a comment below and let me know which one was your favorite. And if you could take a second and hit that thumbs up, it would really help me out. And as always, I thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one.